Hello, everyone. I'm Mike Donnelly, and I'm with Barrier Free Contractors. This is the Accessible Barrier Free Homes channel, and I combine it with the Accessing My Home podcast. I love the fact that we're getting the ability to listen and to watch experts like what we're bringing to the table today. We collaborate with some of the best experts in the mobility world, in the financial world, advocates and people that promote fantastic accessibility solutions for those with mobility challenges. Today, we're speaking with Mynor Ramos, owner of the TOC agency. Mynor's an expert on many financial issues with a background in real estate, mortgages, insurance, and truly understands the importance of setting up many financial documents, especially for those with mobility challenges and anyone with special needs or children with a special needs. So, Mynor, how about today we talk about legacy and the importance of that to you? And thank you for being here, bud.
Oh man, I really appreciate it. Yeah, legacy is so important. It really is it's what moves you. So if you are in real estate, if you are in financial planning, insurance, if you're in mortgages or anything like this, where you have to like develop the mindset, or you have to develop the work ethic to be able to get things done, there's one thing that everybody talks about is, right, your why. Identify your why. And this is the way the saying goes: if your why is big enough, the how won't matter, right? I mean, you guys have heard this before. Your legacy is the end result. So I think that the best way that I can describe this is, somebody said this recently, is that knowledge is what we learn, and wisdom is what we do with it. There's a big difference with learning and learning and learning, but if you never do anything with it, then there's no wisdom in it, and there you don't create a legacy. So let me give you an example. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and now you can add Steph Curry to it, right? I want like think about the names that I'm throwing out there. They are not unknown names. One of them is very young. One of them has passed away, and the other one still living and has to be, in my opinion, as a Chicagoan, the greatest of all time. Now, why can anyone that's listening here get the concept that these guys have created a legacy? Because it's not the knowledge or the skills that you learn, is what they did with it that created the wisdom, that created the legacy, that created a name for them. My connection to this is that, Kayla is one of 4 of my children. She's the only one that has passed into eternity. Now, if you've heard our videos before, I never talk about her dying. I talk about going into eternity. And her wishes were for the ASL community. Her legacy was created while she was going to school, while she was working at Chick-Fil-A, while she was reaching out to the ASL community. And then she just told us, this is what we want to do. She talked about all these things before she passed away into eternity. There is nothing more powerful than the story that we have inside of us. Each and every one of us has a story. It's a beautiful thing. Now, I want you to notice something. I'm wearing purple, her favorite color. And there's an identity in that. And we carry that on. The reason why I'm so tied in to the advocacy for ASL community, people with mobility issues, these trust documents, this estate planning, all of this stuff, these are conversations that Kayla and I had before she was hospitalized in the summer of 2021. So what I want you to think about is this: a little bit about Kayla's legacy, and we're going to carry this on. We're going to do some special documentary on it. We're going to do a lot more with it. But this is the simplest way for you to understand. Legacy in your world means you have worked so many years. You have experiences that no one else has. You have skills that you've learned that no one else has. The legacy is really the combination of the skills that you learned, your experiences, your life experiences. You want to ask yourself, who are you? What were your biggest contributions to the world? Whether it was, the business world, the education world, family, whoever that was. And the most important thing is, how do you want to be remembered? That is what creates a legacy. Everyone thinks it's all this material stuff and all these accolades and titles. No, listen, you may not have a title, but you have a legacy. So legacy is so important. And I love what all the attorneys do, that they talk about estate planning. I talk about whether it's living trust or any of those things. When they talk about that stuff, they actually, put the buzz out there, but we define it, because when you understand your legacy and you work towards that, it changes everything for your family. It changes everything for who you are and what you have done to contribute to this world and how you're going to be remembered in the future.
What I took from Kayla's scenario is this: wisdom is not cleverness. Wisdom is not intelligence. Wisdom is the innate realization that you're here for beyond the dollar. You're here for beyond a lot of different things. And it took me, I would say, a solid 62 years to learn that. I was always chasing the dollar. I was always chasing the next deal, blah, 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 which so many are. What I love about the Kayla story is this: her wisdom at her young age and the ability to get to her father and make her father truly understand the wisdom of what she had, and the ability for her father to carry on her legacy made her life so worthwhile.
Absolutely.
And it's a tremendous, tremendous thing, Mynor. And I appreciate you understanding that. It's beyond words. It's something that I can see, I love, and I still appreciate you bringing to the table.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Well, folks, this for me is why I do this. To hear stories of this nature, to see someone so young with a dad that's so passionate about carrying on her legacy and all of her wisdom. This is what drives me every day, every waking moment, maybe minus a few moments, but in general, this is why I do what I do. So Mynor, thanks again. And guys, if you could all truly appreciate what's going on here, subscribe to our channel. We would love for you to join us to see more fantastic solutions like this. And good stuff, Mynor. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it all.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, we'll talk.